heute in Schokolade. Geschmeckt.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. This is the story of Virginia Roberts, a young girl who grew up dirt poor, broken family, wrong side of town, who was preyed upon, ensnared, entrapped, and eventually serially victimized by a very dark, very mysterious, very evil man named Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell, also pictured here. Virginia Roberts was sold into sex slavery around the world. She traveled extensively with Epstein for over 2 decades. She worked with and for him in the sex trafficking business until she finally snapped, broke, and went public with all of her stories. This led, of course, to a multi-million-pound settlement from the royal family and the stripping of a title from Prince Andrew, who's still anathema. Even his own friends say on hidden camera that Prince Andrew was banging underage girls. Their words, not mine. So this is just one example of one of the many victims and the way that Jeffrey Epstein operated. Jeffrey Epstein operated by taking young, susceptible, vulnerable women and then selling them. He promised a life of luxury, private islands and private jets in return for massages. This is well documented. This isn't something I'm assuming. It's in the actual filings against Epstein when he was found guilty in federal court of running a sex trafficking ring with Ghislaine Maxwell, who was also found guilty in federal court of running a sex trafficking ring. So for the federal government to somehow whisk it all away and say, nope, never happened, don't believe your eyes and ears, the final command of the party. DOJ, FBI conclude Epstein had no client list, that he had no blackmail operation, that he died by suicide. Well, this is very interesting. He had no client list, huh? It's very strange because the Attorney General has said that his client list was sitting on her desk.
Releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So it's sitting on my desk. Now, Pam Bondi has gone on and said that there are tens of thousands of horrific images of child predation. Also, Lena Habba saying the same thing.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway. We don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
So wait. There's all these people, all these names. There's been no accountability? Yes, this is exactly what we've been talking about. Guys like Bill Clinton, who flew to Epstein's Island, who in the released, and it took them years, but they finally released some of the depositions from some of the young abused women on the island. They said, we've seen Bill Clinton on this island. He's been here with us. He's been taken into back rooms. We've seen Clinton ourselves. When Clinton was asked about Epstein's Island, he said this.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
I think the evidence is clear. Really? What evidence, Bill? Well, apparently, according to the feds, there is no evidence. Justice Department and FBI concluded that they have no evidence. This is in spite of the hundreds of hours of physical evidence that we can see with our own eyes and ears inside of Jeffrey Epstein's multiple residences. Time and time again, we document this. that the feds are carrying out boxes after boxes after boxes of hard drives, Mac towers, and like CDs. Some of these hard drives were wrapped in yellow evidence tape, not put there by the feds, according to the FBI special agent in charge, put there by Epstein. Epstein himself had evidence, but the feds say there's nothing. They say there's nothing. It's dark, ladies and gentlemen. Just one other example of this. Here's a perfect example. Jeffrey Epstein tried to extort Bill Gates over extramarital affair. Epstein blackmailed Bill Gates, according to this article, because he had an affair with a 20-something's very young Russian bridge player, somebody who was half his age. That's very Jeffrey Epstein style. Jeffrey Epstein set it up. He set up the meeting, and he probably housed them in his Manhattan mansion overnight. You know what I mean? How else would he be able to blackmail the richest man on earth at the time? Did you see how easy it is? Did you see how it works out? It's all been documented. But they want us to believe that because they released this video, which, by the way, like, you're telling me that the government can't doctor evidence? It shows that nobody entered or exited the cell block. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I don't, something darker is going on here. This is what I'll say. There are darker forces at play. Trafficking women to no one? Yeah, I don't think so. Jeffrey Epstein was never actually found guilty. Yes, he was. He went to prison. He got off on like a deal. He got let out on a deal that nobody's ever, like a deal that nobody's ever seen before. So such a sweetheart deal. And then he was told that he belongs to Intel. That's how he got out of jail for something that everybody else, you and me, would have spent the rest of our lives in prison for. He was charged and convicted with running an underage prostitution ring. That's what he did. Now the feds are saying there were no clients. It was just all Jeffrey Epstein, just for the love of the game. Sick stuff. The entire internet's calling this out. If you think it's weird, yeah, trust me, you're on the right side. The entire internet's calling it out. Pam Bondi and Epstein client list was on her desk for review for release to the public just a few months ago. Now the DOJ says that there is no Epstein client list. This is unacceptable. She lying then, or was she lying now? Alex Acosta, the DOJ official who gave Jeffrey Epstein the sweetheart plea deal in 2008, was quoted saying he was told to back off Epstein because he belonged to intelligence. Mysteriously, had all 11 months of DOJ emails to him in that time period has disappeared. Would you look at that? Whoops. All of Acosta's emails are gone. The ones where the intel agencies are saying to lay off Epstein. This new DOJ memo admits that there are countless victims of Epstein on video, but no clients. It also claims that Epstein wasn't using videos for blackmail, but I can show you multiple articles where he's literally doing that. Some of the world's richest and most powerful men. So Epstein was trafficking these underage girls to nobody? Is Pam Bondi serious? No one who has followed this for years believed that everyone went to Epstein Island was just there to catch some waves and relax? Again, nobody believes this for good reason. What Epstein and his ilk did is pure evil, and the memo attempts to just close the book on it like there's no one else involved. I can't pretend to say it's okay. The victims deserve better, and we deserve better. It's true. If Epstein was involved in blackmail, why did he have all the bedrooms in NYC mansion wired with hidden cameras and monitored from a central control room? Jeffrey Epstein had surveillance room in NY mansion to keep tabs on all of his guests. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at this? Why were the computers removed from the house before the search warrant was executed? No idea. Very strange. Maybe because he belonged to intelligence. Who was the John Doe filing requests to keep the Epstein files sealed? A John or Jane Doe has tried filing an anonymous motion to keep all Epstein records sealed. Could that Jane Doe be the CIA? Based on the latest development from the DOJ, the Epstein client list is now complete. 1, Prince Andrew. That's it. That's the only client. Got it. Epstein from Jeffrey Epstein's safe went missing after the FBI raid. Court hears Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Got it? Who are these people? A John or Jane Doe is asking the court to let him file a motion under seal to anonymously scrub himself from the record. This isn't how the public court system is supposed to work. It's just strange. It's so strange on all fronts. Like, none of this makes any sense, and they really are. They're trying to close the book and whitewash all of it. If there was no Epstein client list, then why did the New York court refuse the Gateway Pundit's legal request for the list based on anonymous Jane Doe? So there's no list, but you're not allowed to see the list. Got it? If there were Epstein clients, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? Sounds like a great question for James Comey's daughter, who also happened to be the prosecutor of Ghislaine Maxwell. See that? See how easy that works? Oh, by the way, Diddy got off. Yeah. Evidence from Jeffrey Epstein's safe went missing after FBI raid. Court hears in Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Wow, so strange. According to the report, a trove of lewd photographs of children was found in the safe at the property. Court papers said that alongside the photos were compact discs, handwritten, including young, name, miscellaneous nudes, girl pic nudes. There were also passports from foreign countries with a picture of Epstein under another name. The mansion had 40 rooms, and it took 12 hours for a team to fully search all of the rooms. Actually, Jeffrey Epstein never even existed. That's going to be next, right? There is no such thing as Jeffrey Epstein. Move along. Yeah. I can't believe Epstein killed himself right before he was about to be acquitted due to the complete lack of evidence. Perfect. That's right. Yeah, why would they release these binders? Why release the binders if there's no Epstein evidence? We're either being lied to now or we're being lied to then. I think I know the answer. Here's my take on this, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is a live grenade that was handed to the Trump administration to blow up in their hands. Do I think that like Kash Patel was like on the Epstein list or something? No, I don't. Do I think that the people who actually covered all of this up did so decades ago when it was happening and destroyed the evidence, hid it in order to make fools of Kash, Pam, and the Trump administration? Yes, I do. And I think that's what's happening right now. And then when they're left with no evidence, what are they going to do? When the evidence has been all wiped clean, confiscated, or hidden away at the CIA, what are they going to do? You can't charge someone without any evidence. But if all the evidence has been stolen and destroyed by Comey's and so on and so forth, then what's next? You're left with only this option. I mean, I guess, unless you can find the people who like stole it and destroyed it. But that happened, who knows how long ago that happened. But they definitely have had 10 years to clean this up, approximately, since 2017 when Epstein was like brought in. So this is the wrap up. This is the job. This is how they wrap it all up. And then they hand the grenade to the Trump administration to blow up on them. It's a nasty business, man. These people are dirty, filthy. It's your boy Benny. Stay subscribed here for more truth. We'll keep asking. See ya.